All right, hello once again and welcome to Brightcore English channel. And as usual, this channel, we endeavor to ensure that we make you become a confident and a fluent speaker of the English language. So if you're first time to log in and tune into this channel, please remember to subscribe, share, and you can even comment if you have any question there. Now, this episode here, I want us to look through the conditional sentences. The conditional sentences. In my previous tutorials, when I was talking about the use of the modal verbs, I said that the modal verbs like should and would, they are besides helping the main verb in the formation of their meaning in a sentence, we can as well use them to convey some tone or some mood of conditional. So, and I did promise you that I would run it separately, as now it has come. So, when you're talking about the conditional sentences, we are talking about conditionals, the sentences which you express what we call the probability. Yes, they express the probability. So, if something happened, there are some conditions which might happen in order for accomplishment to be realized. Now, what are the types of these conditional sentences? We have got three types of the conditional sentences. One is called probable conditional sentence. The second is called improbable conditional sentence, and lastly, the third one is called impossible conditional sentences. So when you're talking about probable, when you use the probable conditional sentence, we use it when you are sure of that probability. There are very high chances of it happening, so you are sure. So the probable conditional sentence, you use it when you are sure of that probability. And then when you are not sure that is something is likely to happen, that is, it may or may not happen, so that one we use what is called the improbable conditional sentence, meaning either way it can go at the end of it all. It could be positive or it could be negative. It may happen or it may not happen. So that one we call improbable conditional sentence. And then finally we have the one called impossible conditional sentence. So the impossible conditional sentence, this one here is we're using to express a situation or an occurrence that has already been overtaken by event and as such cannot be reversed. It is impossible for that occurrence to be reversed. So that's why we call it the impossible conditional sentence. So the mood or the sense that it sets in there is that now whatever event that has occurred can never be reversed. It is now forgone in that manner. So that's why we say that one is called the impossible conditional sentence. Now, the next task, missed elephant in the room here. Now, when how does the structure of each one of them, how does it look like? So the structure of a probable conditional sentence is different from the structure of that of impossible, and likewise that for impossible. Now, let us look at it very keenly, because this is now where most learners normally make mistakes and they end up confusing these, which is very, very simple. Now, get it this way, I'll put it very loosely. Now, you find that a conditional sentence has got two parts. The first part is called the if clause. The first clause there, the one which has got the phrase if, it begins if. So that one you call it the if clause. Then call the other one the main clause, because it is complete on its own. This one here is not, that complete. So we'll look at it in two parts, the if clause and then the other part without the if, which we shall call the main clause. Now, how does the probable conditional sentence look like in relation to the two clauses? So you find that when you're talking about the probable conditional sentence, that is that which you use when you are sure of an event happening. So that one, you're supposed to use the verb in the if clause to should be in present simple tense. And then the main clause there will be in future. Or in other words, you use will or shall. So probable conditional sentence, the one that you use when you are sure of a probability, what is the structure? The two parts of the sentence, that is the if clause and the main clause. The verb used with the if clause should be in present simple tense. And then the main clause should be in future simple. That is the use of will and shall. For example, let's say that if I work hard, I will pass my exams. If I work hard. If I work hard, I will pass my exams. If I go home, I will find my father. If I go home, I will find my father. So you can see that is probable conditional sentence, because if you look at the if clause, we've used the verb in the present. If I go home, present simple. If I go home, then the other side, I will. So go, will. The if clause verb, present simple. The main clause, future simple, or will, or shall. Now let's come to the improbable conditional sentence. So this one where we use it in the event that you are not sure. Event may happen or may not happen. Now the structure of this one here is that the verb in the if clause now becomes in we put it in past simple tense. In past simple tense. And then the main clause, the other side, also now the will now changes to would. So here, the improbable conditional sentence, the structure is the verb in the if clause should be in past simple tense. And the main clause should be, we now use would. For example, the sentence that we had constructed is that the other one was, if I go home, I will find. Now this one under improbable, if I went home, I would find my father. If I went home, I would find my father. Meaning, if my father, I may find or I may not find my father at home. So I'm 50-50. So the verb in the if clause should be past simple, and then the main clause should be in, we use would now. If I worked hard, if I worked hard, so the verb in the if clause is worked, past simple. If I worked hard, I would pass my exams. So you can see worked, would. But the other one for probable, present, future simple, that is will. Go, will. Work, will. Now, the last one, which is called the impossible conditional sentence. So the impossible conditional sentence, as the name suggests, the reason why it is impossible is the fact that we are using it to express a foregone opportunity. You cannot reverse it. Something that has happened, it has happened. You cannot, for example, when it said, if I had worked hard, I would have passed my exams. If I had worked hard, I would have passed my exams. So you find that sentence, I use it to regret. It's kind of a regret over an opportunity that I did not make good use of. For example, the fact that I did not revise, I did not work hard, it has led to my failure. So if I had worked hard, meaning I did not work hard. If I had worked hard, meaning I did not work hard, I would have passed my exams. Have I passed? No, I have not. So I regret that I have not passed the exams. Reason, I did not work hard. So you can see we use that the structure of the impossible conditional sentence is created whereby the verb in the if clause, the if clause should be in past perfect tense. If I had worked hard, if I had gone home, you see, I would have found my father. If I had gone home, I would have found my father. I use it to regret. It means I did not go home, and as such, I did not get the opportunity of seeing my father, yet he was just there at home. So that's why we use this kind of conditional sentence to express such a situation, forgone, when you use it to regret. So the verb in the if clause, or the if clause should be in past perfect, and then the verb in the main clause we use would have. So you can see probable when you are sure, present simple, will. Improbable when we are not sure, past simple, would. Then the final one, the impossible, when talking about a foregone opportunity, now we talk of past perfect plus would have. But where you need to take note of is when you are writing it in negative. When you put negative, the word of negation should come before have. So like in this case here, if I had worked hard, I would have passed my exams. Meaning, if I had worked hard, I would not have failed. I would not have failed. Don't say I would have not. If I had worked hard, I would have not failed. Wrong. If I had worked hard, I would not have failed my exams. I would not have. Not just the same way we create no sooner had I. Barely had I. You don't say barely I had, or no sooner I had. So the same way here, you invert that structure in that manner. So that you say, not have, would not have, not would have not. So that's how it is supposed to be. Otherwise, I believe that now you know the three types of the conditional, you know when to use them, and then their structure. Those are the major things that you need to know as components of the conditional sentence. When do we use it, and how are they formed? We use it, for instance, probable, when you're talking about a situation where we are sure that it will happen. Improbable, we use it when you're talking about something that we are not sure about. And then the impossible, we use it when you're talking about when we regret over something that we did not make good use of, or under forgone opportunity. And then the next thing, how the structure looks like: the probable, if plus present simple plus will; improbable, if plus past simple plus would; and then the impossible conditional, we have if plus past perfect plus would have, and if it is negative, would not have. Otherwise, I believe that you've learned something. And remember, if you've not subscribed, make sure that you hit that button, and also you can like and share with some of your friends so that the lesson may spread far and wide. Otherwise, thank you, and see you next in our subsequent episode, which are coming very soon.